How you doing, everybody? I'm Nina Taylor.
And I'm Bishop Ernest E. Richard Jr., and this is the Gospel Countdown. This is our top 20 video show, and we're going to bring you the very best in gospel music. First of all, Nina, how has your week been?
It has been extremely busy. This is like a chill day. As you can see, you had church today. How did that go?
What went excellent. I mean, we did what we normally do, just
Yeah,
give people what thus saith the Lord, and we kept it moving. I
yeah.
mean, I'm looking at this very fact that we're dealing still with some pretty chilly weather down in the lower 30s on the East Coast, but I'm
Yeah.
sure out there where you are, they're doing pretty much the same thing.
No,
But
actually, it was pretty good. We were almost at 50 today, so
we,
it was nice and
you,
warm. Yeah.
okay, we got to talk about this, Lord. Thank you, ma'am.
I told my
Come
mom, I said, can we come down the heat from 90 to at least 80 since it's pretty warm outside.
on.
So,
I understand. I mean, it's a shift and a change here.
yeah.
They really see 20s and 30s on a consistent basis, but we're going to be all right. Nonetheless, we got some great gospel music for you. We're doing the top 20 countdown. So why don't you just get us started?
Yes. I actually saw this choir last year in Texas. You remember when I went to Texas? And it
Hmm.
wasn't a whole bunch of them, maybe I think maybe like 10 to 15, maybe 12 to 15. But they had a
Hmm.
real full sound, great sounding choir, Zach Williams and One Accord. And
Nice.
their new song, Glory to Your Name, is kicking off the top 20. So they've come a long way, but they are doing great.
Well, you do realize that they are Philadelphia based. Did
Yes.
you expect any different?
I did not.
Okay. All right. And we're going to disregard that team from Philadelphia that's going to the Super Bowl for the moment.
Well, okay, yeah, we'll talk about that later, but we're so excited. I'm sure Zach and all of them, all the crew and everybody from Philadelphia, we're all so very excited. My dad used to go to the games even when they were the biggest losing team in America.
Mhm.
Still was right there. He was faithful to his Eagles. So we're going to be here cheering him.
But you know what? Your dad he was in good because those are the cheap seats when they couldn't win. And now that they're winning, try buying one of them seats today. Anyway,
Oh,
listen, at 19, we've got a beautiful young lady. She has made such an amazing transition. No, vocally, she's always been the same. Spiritually, she's always been the same, but she's done some changing to her own physicality. So love what God is doing with Tamala Mann. Her song entitled Working for Me.
yeah.
And as always, it's vintage Tamala Mann. I mean, you can pick that voice out 50 miles away. I
Yeah,
don't care where you
absolutely.
go.
Hmm.
I see something, but it's hanging out at number 19, and we're gonna bless God because I do believe this is gonna be one of those slow climbs for her. And I got a little surprise for you a little later on, but we'll talk about it when we get to that point.
Well, this song has already been in the top 10. It's actually making its way out of the top 40. So still she's doing great things by her songs, are passing each other in the countdown because she's one of those artists who can have multiple songs in the
Amen.
top 40. So, she's congratulations to her again. Number 18, Change Your Mind. I love this song the first
You
time.
ain't by yourself.
You can't go wrong with Fred Hammond, Marcus Cole. I've loved him since 97 when he first came out, when he was
Yeah.
just a mere cub of 20, 21 years old, his first album, Chilling Up in Heaven. We talked about that, and he's been on the show, which
Hmm.
you could listen to that show and you can hear all about his climb as not only an artist but as a songwriter and how he came into the group Commission. And as
Yeah.
see, they're all still hanging out today. Keith Staten is also in this trio.
Yeah.
I think Fred loves being in a group. They all do.
But
Some
you know what?
artists
When
are like that.
think about this, when you build camaraderie and
Yes,
fellowship, I mean, these three having worked together previously,
yes,
Keith,
yes.
of course, with Commission and one of the lead singers for Commission, they just sound like they belong together. And this song right here, like you said, one of my favorites. And I've got multiple favorites, but this is one easy listening to the mind and
Yeah.
just to hear their ministry. So we bless God for them. So at number 17, and he was in the top 10 at one time, and he dropped a few bars down, but he ain't going away. He's still relevant today.
Yeah.
Kenny Lewis in One Voice.
Hmm.
Doing their, I'm gonna go ghetto on you for a second. Doing their thing. No, doing their thing. I'm not going to do that because there's no such thing as ghetto.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of people in one area. That's all that is.
That's-
Anyway, the truth of the matter is, you gotta love Kenny Lewis. I mean, his tone. I believe where did he get as high as number two,
He's
number three, something like that.
uh that one.
Somewhere in there.
Um,
I
I
know it
believe
made the
that
top
one
five.
did make it all the way. I think it has already been in the top 10. It could be working its way down. Have to look back at our notes, to be
Hmm.
sure. But he's still doing great, to still be
Yes,
in
he
top
is.
10 after all this time. All right,
Well,
number 16. Not familiar with this guy yet. I'm going to be doing some investigative work on him. The song is called "Letting It Go," and his name is Thomas Ware.
well,
Familiar
you
with
know
that song?
what's crazy about this song? I
Mhm.
heard this song on
Yeah,
another station not that long, and you will like it. I know you've heard it, and
yeah,
you
I
may
have.
not be aware of who you were listening to at the
Yeah.
time, you know? So, Thomas Ware, and I can't give his background exactly because I didn't, like you said, I didn't investigate him to that level, but I did like what I heard.
Yeah.
And I was when I heard this name again and realized he's in our top 20, I said, wow. Interesting. He's going to be somebody to watch. We're not going to profit, lie, or test a site tonight, folks. We're just going to let the music play.
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
Who's next? This is your girl, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And I told you the story about Cece Winans.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I was doing a co-hosting a show up in the New England region a couple of years back, and Cece was the featured artist. And then when I met her, we had a chance to talk, and I said to her, and just an FYI for all of you people out there that are MCs or fall under that line, announcers, never do this. This is a no-no in the
What?
music industry. I told her brother Marvin was my favorite artist. And she looked at
What's
me and
wrong with that?
said,
She knows
there's nothing.
that her brothers are
Listen,
a lot
I
of
mean,
people's favorites, I'm sure.
but I know it was her brother, but as an artist, they want to be known as your favorite, you know? But I mean, Cece, if you're listening, at least you knew I was honest about it. I
Yeah.
still love you and I'll never trade you in. Nonetheless, that's my king. Love this song. Love this song. Love the artist, the whole 20 yards, her
Yeah.
background, her singers, her musicians. I don't know if she keeps the same musicians, but I can say
He
this.
probably does.
Whoever works with her produces a classic sound, a classic sound. So I'm excited for her, and we're looking for her to do even greater than she's done in the days gone by.
Yeah. All right. Now, this next young brother, he is a Sunday Best winner. Everybody knows
Yes.
that. His new album is fantastic. I've listened to
Hmm.
multiple songs on it. He could release any of them because they're all great. This one is called God Is.
Hmm.
Love it. Now, is this one of the ones that his dad wrote? I
Yes,
know that he's going to
exactly.
be, you know, um, recording a lot of his
His
most
dad's
popular
songs,
songs.
yes.
Yeah. So he's got
This is
number
funny.
14 this week. It's a great song. I love what he did it. The video is great. I'm just gonna, this is what I think, for Melvin to be one of the big nominees this year at the Stellars.
And you know what? I would be so excited for him on behalf of his parents. I know that both of them transitioned a few years ago, and
Yeah.
his mother and his dad, just awesome people. Worked with Hezekiah Walker and a multitude of artists, and always busy, always busy. But the thing about it is, I told you the story, so we're not going to go back through it again. I remember Melvin as a baby. And we were at an event up in Foxwoods where we with Dr. Bobby Jones,
Mhm.
and I'm coming down the hallway. Oh Lord, who is that? That like when she turned around and said, "Melvin, get your son." I said, "Okay." I knew he had a pair. Hey, I'm just saying he had a pair of tonsils on him then, and he still got a pair of tonsils on him now. God bless you, Melvin. We bid you Godspeed in all your endeavors. Moving to number 13, Kiera Sheard, making noise like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Love this young lady and all that she's doing. And this one features, I believe, Anthony Brown. The name of the
Yeah.
song is All Yours. I heard this song about two or three times. Nice, beautiful collaboration between the two. And I mean, Kiera is just coming into her own. And just a sidebar, I know you had to have heard this, Nina. She did, I believe, a performance doing You Brought the Sunshine.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
she did not sound like her Aunt Twinkie on that far. She,
Uh,
girl, I was going to throw my shoe
well,
through the
I
dog.
thought it was the Clark sisters. I said, oh, they've done an updated version of. That's what I thought when I first heard it. But
And the same with me, but that I think that was her doing the song in a performance, her
yeah,
own, being the headliner. And
yeah,
I wasn't shocked. I mean, she's a Clark.
she's a
She's a
Clark.
Sheard. She's a Sheard with
She's a
Clark blood.
Clark. She's a
So
Clark and a Sheard.
she's a Clark in the Sheard.
And you
And
know,
she can
she's got a
sing.
little girl too. I am just
Yeah.
so anxious. Let this girl turn 1 year old. Let's see what she's gonna do. Anyway,
Oh my goodness. Her daughter is so darling. I saw a video on her. I
uh,
mean, her daughter is just such and she's becoming quite the card. Her daughter is a showstopper already at her
oh,
young.
of course.
So yeah, but I can't wait till she can start talking and walking on her own. I'm waiting for
Yeah,
her to grab. I can see her
grab the
doing You Brought the
microphone.
Sunshine. She'll say, "Hey, watch this."
Exactly. Well, moving right along, the Mississippi Mass Choir, one of
Mhm.
our choirs. Again, this is our third choir in the top 10.
Yes.
The
The
choirs are making
choirs
a
are
big,
coming.
yes, the choirs are coming back hard. The Mississippi Mass Choir always does. Their song is called Only One Way. It's number 12 this week. It's quickly making its way towards the top 10.
My. And as I told you earlier, I was going to make mention of this. You made mention of the fact that Tamla has a song. When one song is on its way down, there's
Uh-huh.
another song on its way up.
Yeah.
Still hanging tough. We have Tamla Mann coming to us at this particular time, and her song deserved to win. Oh, I don't know what to say about
You
that. I
know,
mean,
since I played it for the first time,
uh-huh.
not been able to stop singing it. I love that song.
And I'm not mad at you. I mean, listen, it's one of those songs, it attaches to you on the first shot.
That's
Not because it's Tamala Man, but because of the soulful delivery that she brings forward. You can feel her heart in this song, and I love that about that. Not many artists. She can probably sing the ABCs and make you cry. She probably could. I wouldn't doubt it. Anyway, and that puts her in an elite group because I've only heard a couple that can do it. Marvin Winans is one of them, of course, and then there's Tamala Man. But we're going to leave that there for the moment. Tamala, thank you for all that you do. God bless you. I know she's a Stellar Award nominee and she's got a few other things going on. They've got a TV show working, and they're just doing so many awesome things.
oh
Most folks are jealous, but they ain't nothing to be jealous about.
yeah.
She's ministering to us while she's doing what she loves to do. What does that say about you and me, Nina? It's time. No, let me stop. I'm joking. Anyway, let's move. So let's keep moving up the ladder.
Well, we are into the top 10 now and
Mhm.
kicking it off. Speaking of the whinings, you can't turn in any direction and not run into a whinings these days.
All right.
PB is kicking off the top 10 with his song Father in Heaven. Remember, we debuted this last year, and what did I
Yeah.
say? What?
Come on. Come on. I know what you said. And
Absolutely.
here it is.
And
That's
here
all we
it
can say is here it is.
here
Here
it
it
is.
is, doing what it does best. Phoebe, you know what? And I'll tell you honestly, he deserves it. He's earned it. He's been around for a minute. So, we got to let the quote unquote OGs be who they are.
Yeah.
And BB's demanded excellence from day one, and he hasn't changed. He has not backed off. So, BB, here we are. Thank you, sir. And thank the Winans family. They just do so much. They
Mhm.
just do so much. I love them. But now, folks, I want to turn your attention to something. And Nina, I want to apologize because I was looking at the chart and I kind of inverted something
Mhm.
because what should have been in the 11th spot, I'm looking at it now. I ain't got my glasses on, folks, so charge it to my head and not to my heart.
Yeah.
We're going to slot her in at number 9. She
Uh-huh.
should have been number 11, but we're not going to fight over it because it's that close. I
Yeah.
mean, really that close. Nina Allen and Jordan Armstrong with the song Sunshine.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think I messed that one up, but you know what? Charge it to my head and not to my heart. What do you think of that song?
Well, I liked it from the beginning, from when we debuted it a few months ago. And
Hmm.
again, I'm happy that, I can get a song and debut it next week. And next thing you know, it's in the top 10. Usually, and we usually know. We say, yeah, yeah, that's her next hit. That's his next hit. That's their next hit. Yeah, we usually know. And we usually right. So there it is.
All right. Now I'm hope Nina, I'm looking this time. Yes, I'm looking this
Okay.
time. Okay.
So Phoebe is actually number 9, and at
Yes.
number 8, which is Chandler Moore's song, it
Yes.
is
Yes.
the worship song of the entire top 40. It's a beautiful
I,
song. Remember, when he makes it to the top 5, and I'm saying when, we will play the entire song so you can hear the whole thing. It is very long. It's longer than
and
what we're playing. We've actually done an edited version of it, but we will play the entire thing because it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
yes, we will.
Mhm.
Well, we're at that point. This is the Gospel Countdown Top 20. I'm Bishop Ernest E. Richard, along with the lovely, talented, anointed, God appointed Nina Taylor. We've gone through quite a few songs. So now we're going to open the doors of the church. Well, not really going to open the doors of the church. We're just putting in the number 7
Yeah.
spot. Yolanda Adams with her song Church Doors. And Yolanda's one of those that I don't care. She's just timeless. From the time she has stepped out into the national stage up to this point, Yolanda has delivered time and time and time again. And at this present point in time in her life, she's in ministry. She's actually an ordained minister and she's preaching up a storm. So, I
Mhm.
mean, now she's becoming a triple threat. I don't know if she can play a piano or not, but I my guess is she probably can.
Probably can.
Okay. She probably can.
And
But right
her daughter, I remember when she was expecting, and now her daughter's all grown up. Can you believe that?
yes,
I mean,
yes.
you know,
Time flies,
and
doesn't it?
looks just like her. She looks just like her. She's tall,
Uh,
looks just
uh-huh.
like her.
I'm excited for her. Really, I really, really am. All
Mhm.
right, where are we at number 6?
We're at
Like
number
I
6.
know.
I love this one, of course, a former number 1 song. She actually
Yes,
held down the number 1 spot for 3 weeks. So
yes.
the right now, she is in the lead as the top song of
Uh-huh.
2025. Send It
All
There
right.
by Karen Clark Sheard. The Sheard
Yes.
slash Clarks and the Winans just taking over the whole.
Yeah. Well, that's that Detroit that's that Detroit
Yes,
connection. Not
absolutely.
only do they have Motown and R&B, but they got all these great groups and these great singers in the gospel field. So, you know, it's a blessing to have that title to your name. I mean, I've been to Detroit, the
I
city's
used to
okay.
work there many times. I worked for a record
Yeah,
label
so you
in
already know
Detroit.
where I'm going with that. The
Something
Motor
else.
City, how they say the Motor City is busy.
Yeah.
Hit after hit, room, room, hit after hit, room,
Yeah,
room.
like
Anyway,
I said, I learned not to come in town during rush hour. No,
no,
never a good idea. Probably in any city.
it almost made me have a setback thinking about that. Never try to go downtown Detroit during rush hour. You'll be there all afternoon. I
Yeah.
was, hey, what? I was 30 when I started. When I left, I was 32. That's a lie. God forgive me. But you feel old. But anyway, they're still wonderful people. In at number five, and I said he ain't going nowhere. He's gonna always be there some kind of way. The legendary, I'm calling him legendary because of what he's done, where he's been. Kirk Franklin, the song Try Love, just doing what it does the best and always ministering and encouraging and lifting somebody up, giving you something to think about. That's
Yeah,
Kirk Franklin. Love this brother. What do you think?
absolutely. It's a great album. I can't wait to hear what he's coming out with next. I'm sure we'll be talking about that one just as much as this one. So,
Mm.
number four, one half of Mary Mary, Tina Campbell with Pray For Me, former number one song, now down to number four. So, great song, Tina.
Yeah, and I'm happy for Tina with all that she's been through. And those of you, it's no secret. And
Yeah,
no, we're not gossip columnists. We're just saying what we've heard, the same things you have heard. But
yeah.
I'm to God be the glory that it straightened itself out and things are so, so much better. I love the fact that she's back on the music trail. Who knows? We might see Mary the reunion tour. Never can tell.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move to the number three song. This guy has been a favorite of mine. I know when he first did Preachers of LA, people had a lot to say about him. I got the
I
privilege and
love that show. Okay.
yeah,
Did.
I did too. But I got the privilege and pleasure of hosting a couple of showcases that featured him. And when I say he ministers, oh my, this man is a magnet. Do you hear me? An
Yeah.
absolute magnet, musically and in the words, strong, powerful, very well planted. You can't take nothing from Dietrich Haddon, and you can't take nothing away from his song. I'm gonna tell you, this song is gonna work on everybody. And I don't know about you. You sit and listen after two or three shots of this song, you'll never be the same. That's all I want you to know. You'll
I
never be the same.
remember this was like about 2020, maybe like 2002. Dietrich was
Mhm.
just kind of getting up there. He started in the 90s like so many other artists. We knew who he was and everything, but we picked him up from the airport and we just kind of, took him around. He did in stores and
Mhm.
his actually his manager is a good friend of mine, but
Yes.
she's been with him a long time. And
Hours.
I said, we will take good care of him. Don't worry. So I remember that after he did a Sunday morning, and
Mhm.
I said, so what do you want to do now? After it was all over with, they had like an event outside. They were serving food and all that. I said, what do you want to do now? You know what he said? He said,
What?
I want to meet the people.
All right.
I said, you want to meet the people? What? You know, he did. He said he just wanted to meet the people. So we set him up in a chair and, like a little area where people could come over and chat. And he did. He wanted to meet the people. So, it's to find out, what was going on with them musically and what they liked and that kind of thing. And yeah, he was like, yeah, well, I'm about to go back in the studio. And he did. I don't know, he probably talked to about 50 people, but he said he wanted to meet the people. So we said, okay, meet the people. Anyway, but that's what he said. He was very
But
interested
think
in
about
talking.
this.
Yeah.
And as a preacher and as a singer, this
Mhm.
is how a lot of them get a lot of their material, whether it's preaching or singing,
Yeah,
talking to the people. So
absolutely.
Dietrich,
Yeah,
he's a smart man. He's a very, very astute and very attentive. I know you've had conversations with him, and I've had conversations. He gives you his attention. I like that about him. A lot of artists I've dealt with, and I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just saying when they've got stuff on their mind, their attention span isn't that long. But even with things on his mind, he
yeah.
seems to have that patience to be able to want to sit down and find out where you are. So, Dietrich, we're loving on you, my brother, and we're looking for God to take you even higher. I'm not sure, but I believe he also is a Stellar Award nominee this year.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I,
Well, we'll
I, I'm,
see. We don't know who is the nominees for 25, but
Mhm.
yeah, I think he may be in there too,
Okay, well,
along with this group.
I'm going to prophesy. I'm going to prophesy. He is in the nominee.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see. We don't know. I'm just saying, this is just our thoughts. I think that
Yes.
Elvin will be one. And this
Yes.
group right here, Javon, the One, and the Trap
Yes.
Star, of course, they were nominated last year.
Uh-huh.
But I think, and they did, they performed on the Stellars, and I think they're going to be back with some great things. Uh,
Yes.
so this song, Without You, I mean, we liked his last song. It was nice, it was kind of
Yes.
popish and all that. This
Mhm.
one is on a whole nother level, and it has
Yes, it is.
Cortez on it. Just tremendous song. So I think there will be another one that will have a big showing at this year's Stellar Awards because of this song, Without You, our number two song in the country right now. So
I
congratulations.
mean, he's got some pretty nice featured artists, one of which I may not have heard of, but may have heard and didn't realize. I mean, we all know Sicardi Cortez, the Trap Stars, which is a group that he worked with. Gasner, the artist, is in there, and Jazzifa or Jazzafat. I can't pronounce it,
Oh,
Lord.
what's his name?
Jazzafat. I think that's how they say it.
Jack.
P-H-A. Yeah, it's Jazzepha. And I think it's pronounced Jazzifa or Jazzifa. The point is this. These people we're going to hear more about in the days to come. But I like what Jawan is doing. Javon is doing. I said Jawan. That's a terrible thing.
Dewan,
I
Devon.
heard
It's
Javon.
confusing. Yeah.
Yeah. I like what he's doing in his introduction of new people. You
Yeah.
know, another group that does things like that, Elevation Worship. We got to know Chandler Moore a lot more through Elevation Worship and other things like that. So we're looking for him to take us to a new place. Now, we have one in the number one spot that we saw coming a long way off. And I believe you were the first to say, and I had to agree with you. And Jason Nelson still doing what he does and still performing like he does. But he had the third to go get Melvin Crispell the third and do the song entitled Yahweh. And if he didn't light that one on fire, I don't know what he's done. And he's still burning up the charts to this day. He's number one this particular week, and we're thanking God for him. Thanking him for the music. I mean, Jason Nelson, the Nelson brothers have been doing it for years, but every time you hear about Jason Nelson, it's something different. Melvin Crispell is along those lines of a Jason Nelson. So we're going to see some things. Congratulations to you. Congratulations, Melvin. Congratulations for all the artists that have been made this week's top 20. We look for God to do even better and even greater. And congratulations to you, the audience, for helping them to get where they are. We want you to continue to listen, continue to purchase, continue to take a moment and then write them a letter, send them a note. I know they have Instagrams, they've got
Yeah,
TikToks, all
follow.
kinds of ways. But first, we need you to write us and hit us up on MS Nina Taylor because we need to hear from you. So how about it, Nina? Tell me, if I was just hearing you for the first time, how could I contact you?
Absolutely. You can go to my website at msninataylor.com. And of course, you can catch us both on all social media outlets, the ones that are, whatever ones are left, we're still there, right? At, I'm MS Nina Taylor on everything. Okay. So just check me out on Facebook, Instagram. We do have a YouTube channel too, which you'll be able to
Yes.
see this video and all of our other ones are on there. So it's the countdown on YouTube, and you'll know it's us because you'll see us. All right. So check us out. But this coming Sunday, right? Coming up, it
Yep.
is the Super Bowl. And I tell you what we're doing.
What are we
Me
doing?
and my nephew were just discussing that this morning. We're going
Uh-huh.
to have, in honor of the Philadelphia Eagles making it to the Super Bowl again, we said we're going to have a Philly night. And we've done this before, once for my birthday. We're going to
Uh-huh.
make cheesesteaks. We're going to make hoagies. We may have some chicken wings, all the stuff that we ate that we love in Philadelphia. First thing we do, as soon as we hit Philadelphia soil, take me to Lou's to get a hoagie, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
We're
and
gonna
I
have
know about
hoagies, we're gonna have cheesesteaks, we're gonna have chicken wings, we're gonna drink pineapple soda,
I'm
grape soda,
scared.
orange soda, and tasty cakes.
Nice.
People know what tasty cakes are. The
Yes.
lemon, the butterscotch crimpets, the chocolate,
Mm.
have them
Those
all.
are my favorites. The
Yeah,
butterscotch
that
crimpets. Those are my favorites. I'm telling you. And hey, listen, when we do go to Philly, and my wife and I go at least once, two, three times a year, we
yeah,
stack up. We bring cheesesteaks back with us. Last time, and they weren't, and I'm still trying to think of the name of this place.
yeah.
I can see it in my mind, not too far off Market Street. just outside the city.
Okay.
They made a cheesesteak to pass out for. I ain't gonna say to die for
Well,
because that
there's just so many places that you can get a great
mm,
cheesesteak. We have a place in our neighborhood, right across the
uh,
street from the house, is a
okay.
great place to get cheesesteaks and hoagies. Around the corner, is a great place. They have this thing called the belly filler, and I said,
Yeah,
"What's the difference?" He held up the bread, and I said, "Oh my God!" It was like it's like
six
3 feet
people can
tall.
eat from that
I said,
thing.
"Whoa!" I said, "That's enough for our whole family."
But you know what? And there's another place in Philly. They don't. I don't know if they call it. I don't know what they call it. Geno's had
He
something
knows,
like
yeah,
this. That was my
yeah.
first introduction to an authentic Philly cheesesteak because there were five of us. We cut that sandwich up and all ate and were full. Do you hear me? They didn't skimp on
Yeah.
nothing, not
Oh, yeah.
one single thing. And
Well,
you
I
know what
tell
they
you, I
finished
can make
with?
good ones. I can make good ones.
Okay,
I make
well, we're gonna
very
find
good.
out. You know
It's
what,
going to taste
folks?
extremely authentic. So I know there's only one place I can get the bread, which I have to travel across town to get the bread that we're going to use for it. And but we make pretty authentic cheesesteaks.
Well, here's what we're going to do. Lady Richard and I, when we're coming in your direction, we're going to call you and let you know. If you ask, well, where you want to go for lunch? Your house. What are we having?
This is
Cheese.
for Super Bowl Sunday, okay? But yeah,
Don't
you let
forget.
me know ahead of time when you're coming. Yes, we'll do
We
that.
will let you know because we coming after your cheese steaks, okay? And folks, we're gonna film this so you can see us tasting one of Nina Taylor's
So I'm gonna do
cheese.
that. We're gonna do that Sunday for Super Bowl Sunday. We're gonna go live.
But
Make
that's Super Bowl Sunday. We may not get there Super Bowl Sunday. In
Oh
my
no,
mind,
I know. I said so you
hey,
can see the authenticity
well, I'm
of
saying
the
in my
whole.
mind, I'm already there, but my taste buds want to feel the fire.
Yeah. Listen, this has been so much fun. I'm getting hungry talking about.
Yes. My.
Well, thank you everybody for checking us out here on the countdown. Make sure you check out our show, the Gospel Countdown, on the radio station near you. I'm Nina Taylor.
And I'm Bishop Ernest D. Richard. This is the Gospel Countdown. And when you say God's best be upon you, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, let me say this. If you got the pedal to the metal, just keep it there because all you can do is just go for it. Reach for them higher heights and them deeper depths. And one of Nina's cheesesteaks. God bless you.